Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the pocket wallet tutorial. I know that this is not my invention. I got the invention from KF Creations 13, so make sure to go check her out. I'll leave the video down below or in the eye in the corner of where I got this from. So the supplies you're going to need are scissors, a cutting mat, scotch tape, washi tape, post-it notes, a ruler, a card, 2 rolls of tape being clear tape and gray tape, 3 rolls of tape being whatever colors you want it to be, an X-Acto knife, ziplock, velcro, and ID plastic. Okay, so the first thing you're going to make is the coin pouch. I wanted to mention this really quickly that this is a more advanced tutorial. I'm not going to be explaining this as I would in a beginner's tutorial, so it's going to be a little bit more advanced. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut 2 pieces that are 8 inches long and cut them in half so that you have 4 pieces that are 4 inches long. Okay, so to make your coin pouch, you're going to lay a piece of your tape right underneath the ziplock, just on the plastic. Don't let it touch the actual ziplock because it will interfere with it zipping. You're going to fold that over so that you have somewhere to grab, and then you're going to line it up with the inch line to make it 3 inches tall, and do that to the other side as well. So you're going to take those 2 pieces that you just made and put them to where they are touching but not folded on top of each other. And I always take a piece of scotch tape when I'm using the Dollar Tree prisms because they are just way too thick, so I don't want it to interfere with the actual coin pouch. So I'm going to take about half of an inch of the piece of tape and cover the sides right by the ziplock, but I'm going to make sure not to touch the ziplock in the process. This is the part where you're going to cover the inside of your coin pouch. I decided to use the prism, so I'm going to do the same thing just like I was making the coin pouch. Not touch the ziplock, but do touch the plastic. I went ahead and put some more clear tape at the bottom. Now I'm going to run my card over the air bubbles. I don't make sure that all the air bubbles are out in the bottom because I don't really think it matters. So I'm going to flip that over and take more scotch tape and cover the seams on the outside of the coin pouch. This is very optional, but I decided to do it because I just like doing it. I do every one of my accordions that I make because I just like how it is and it makes it more durable. So it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Now you need to zip up your coin pouch and cut the excess off of the sides. Ignore me dancing in the background, but I'm going to take a piece of tape that is 3.5 inches long and cut that in half and add it half on and half off to the sides of the coin pouches and just fold it over, but make sure that the top parts don't touch. And then I'm going to unzip the coin pouch and fold those pieces into the coin pouch. Now is the time to make the expandables. I take 2 pieces that are 12 inches long and I cut them in half at the 6-inch line, and I have 4 pieces that are 6 inches long. How I make my expandables is a lot different from some people. I know that there's some tapers that do it the same way I do, but I just take the piece of tape and fold it in half so that I have a rounded side and a rough side, and I do that to all of the expandables. Now I take some clear tape. I take a 6-inch piece and I cut it long ways and short ways so that I have 4 pieces that are 3 inches long. This is very hard to explain, but like I said, this is for people that know how to make like accordions and things like that. I'm going to take a piece of my clear tape and add it to the rounded side of the expandables. I'm going to add 2 on the right side of the expandable and 2 on the left, and add them to where the rounded side is facing up to the coin pouch. Again, I know it's very hard to explain, but it's very easy for people that know how to make accordions. Now take a piece of tape that is 3.5 inches long and cut it in half and do basically what you just did to the coin pouch. You're going to do it half on, half off, fold it over, but make sure the top pieces don't touch. Then you're going to take this is the most hard to explain thing in every tutorial I do with this. You're going to cut a triangle out. You can kind of see what I'm doing, but it's really hard to explain. So just watch the video and hopefully you guys can get it because I suck at explaining everything. Now you're going to make your panels for your card pockets and your ID. You're going to take a piece of your gray tape and make it 7 3/4 inches long. I ended up cutting some down off of mine, so I would make it just a little bit under that, but I wouldn't go as far as to doing it 7.5 because that would be too short. So what you're going to do after that is you're going to take your pattern tape and stack it to be 3 3/4 inches tall. For my tape, it was a little bit under what I needed it to be. It wouldn't work with a 3 3/4, so I had to do it a little bit under that, but it's okay. Then you're just going to fold that all over and fold over all the excess. I went ahead and put some clear tape on these seams just to make sure that they wouldn't fold up or get dirty. It's optional, but I do recommend it. Now I'm going to cut the excess off of these sides. This is if you have any. If you don't have any, then don't worry about it. Now I'm going to cut it in half. Like I said, I did end up having to cut some off, but I went ahead and cut them to be a little bit more than 3 3/4, and as you will see here in a second, I did have to cut some off of one of the panels because it just was too big, but that is totally okay. I would rather have it too big than too small. Now you need to make 2 more expandables. You just take another piece of 12-inch tape and cut it in half so that you have 2 pieces that are 6 inches long. Fold them both in half and you have your expandables. Now you're going to take a piece of your gray tape the same size as your panels along with a piece of your pocket color the same size. You're going to pull up on the gray tape so that the gray tape and the pocket color are attached and put clear tape up to the pocket. Now this is going to be the part right behind the ID that you see through your ID. So you're going to take a piece of tape that is the same size as your panel and make another piece to make it 2 1/4 inches tall. After you do that, just take your panel and line it up to the bottom. You do want this to be a little taller than what you need so that you can cut it off later. Okay, so in this video and every other tutorial that I've done, I do not show how I do my trims, but if you guys do want me to do a tutorial on that, I will. But I'm just going to take 2 pieces of tape that are 4 inches long and cut them in half so that I have 4 pieces that are 4 inches long and trim my car pockets and my ID. Now you're going to clear tape your trims. Do not throw away the piece of clear tape that is extra. You're going to actually add that to the bottom of your ID so that you can connect it to your panel. Now you're going to add your ID to your panel. If you need to cut down the solid color you put for behind your ID, you can, but I usually just barely put it above it so that you can't see it. But it is very optional if you do want to put it that high. If you don't, then just cut your ID or cut the piece down. It's up to you, and you're going to do the same thing to your car pockets. You're just going to add it on there, so you should have the ID and half of your car pocket panel done. I forgot to mention, you do need to make a half short, half V, or a short or a V pocket, whatever kind of short pocket you want to make. For me, I like doing the half V, half short, and I did tell you guys how to make it in my last tutorial, so make sure to go watch it to find out how to make this. But you're going to just make the short pocket or whatever pocket that you guys want, or if you don't want to make any special pocket, then just make a extra pocket. Now you're going to take your scotch tape or you're going to take your clear tape and cover the sticky in all of the car pockets along with your ID. I just take some washi tape to hold down my car pockets, and I do cut off the excess if you have any. I would recommend cutting it off now. Now you're going to take a piece of tape that is 7 inches long and cut it in half so that you have 4 pieces that are 3 3/4 inches long. You're going to trim the sides just like you would any other bifold, accordion, whatever you would do. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit under a 1/2 inch, and you're going to lay that to the side and do it to the other panel, which will be your ID, or whatever order you went in. You're just going to do the opposite panel the same way. So your ID is where you're going to have the 2 expandables, so you're just going to add the expandables to the sides and fold over the tape on the top, cover your sticky, and do that to both sides. Now you're going to do the same thing but with your accordion section, and you're going to cover the sticky just as you would in an accordion wallet. Now you're going to take your solid color, which would be your trim color, and you're going to make the outside piece. I always make mine a little bit more than 7 1/4, but not quite 7 1/2, as you guys can see in the video. You're going to make it 7 and almost 1/2 inches long and make it 4 inches tall, and then you're going to clear tape the seams and fold it over and cover the whole thing with your pattern tape and leave at least 1/2 inch on each side, but I usually do leave more. This is optional, but it is very recommended. I clear tape the seam on the outside of my wallet. You can clear tape the whole outside, but it does make the wallet kind of stiff. Since you do have a lot of room, it does make it kind of stiff. So if you do have any other tape other than Scotch tape when you're making this wallet, I would use that and just clear tape the seam. But if you do want to use Scotch tape, I do recommend clear taping the whole thing because Scotch tape is thinner than any other tape. So it's completely up to you, but I always clear tape the seam on all of mine. Okay, so this is one of those steps that you kind of really need to watch the video to know how to do because it's really hard to explain. So I'm going to line up the bottom of the panel with the bottom of this tape down here and fold it over onto it. I'm going to cover the sticky in the bottom and cut that down to be 1/2 inch. You can cut it to any length that you want, but I really wouldn't go under 1/2 inch because that's just what I like to do. But again, this wallet is your guys' wallet, so you guys can personalize it to whatever you want. I also cut the little triangles off of the sides and just fold the expandables just like a regular accordion. Again, watch the video to know how to do it more in depth because I'm really bad at explaining things and it's really hard just to explain in general. Now you're going to do the same thing with the accordion section. This is a little bit harder to do since you do have, it's a lot more thick than the other part, but it is relatively the same on doing it. So you're just going to fold over the tape, clear tape the sticky in the bottom, and do the expandables just like you would a regular accordion. Now once you're done with that, you're going to fold the pieces over that you have left, take the washi tape off along with, if you haven't cut down that piece that I'm cutting down now, cut that off and you are
Okay,
now
so that is
done
the end
with
of
your
this
wallet.
video. Here is how my wallet turned out. I hope this is easy for you guys to understand because it is kind of hard to explain. I didn't watch a tutorial on how to make this when I first made it. I just kind of looked at somebody's wallet and made it what I thought. So I hope you guys could make your wallet from what I was talking about. Again, some of these are really hard to explain, but if you guys need any help, make sure to DM me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.